Hello guys, welcome back. We are now on to episode 4 of Drams Delivered, so hope you're enjoying it so far. I know we are definitely enjoying doing them, so hopefully you guys are enjoying the drams, and hopefully you've discovered some new ones, and hopefully today's going to be a distillery you maybe recognise, but maybe an expression you've not tried before. So the eagle-eyed among you will see we are having Talisker today. So this isn't an ordinary Talisker. We'll maybe talk to you a little bit about that later on, but I think most of you have probably tried Talisker before. I know it's definitely one of our favourite distilleries.
I would have to say Talisker is definitely in the sort of top 3 when it comes to distilleries.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different expressions out there. Some of you might, I'm sure, have seen Talisker 10 on the shelf of pretty much every bar out there. And you can also see things like Talisker Sky and Dark Storm. But what we're going to be trying today is Talisker Distillers Edition. So the Distillers Edition sort of range, I believe there's 6 of them, and it's Diageo's sort of classic malts, which they've then matured for a little while longer in different kinds of wine. And this one's been matured in Amoroso.
So Amoroso is sherry, and there's a lovely little story actually about Amoroso, which...
The story goes that bodega workers, so bodegas where sherry's produced, would be buying bottles of Oloroso, which is a really, really dry sherry, and they would top them up a little bit with some PX, some Pedro Jimenez sherry, which is very, very sweet. So it's made the Oloroso a little bit more lovely, a little bit more Amoroso, and
very nice.
It is a lovely dram.
Yeah.
So.
Cool. So I've not been to Talisker, which is weird. I definitely think it's top 3 for me as well. I think we get asked a lot, what is your favourite dram?
Ones that we keep coming back to, Talisker 10, Talisker 18 and Talisker Distillers Edition are drams that are just consistently great.
So, I think a couple, episode 2 I think we were talking about highballs. Talisker 10 makes a cracking highball.
Talisker 10, a little bit of soda and a wee bit of lime. It's just...
wreck the hoose juice.
Well... Depends how many you have.
I think I did last week, so you can do the honours.
Okay.
I'm hoping it's really stuck in. No, it's not.
There we go.
Ah, very good, very good.
And are you ready?
Oh, that was a good one.
That was a good one, wasn't it?
That was a good one. It gets me excited. Get a little trouser accident when I hear that noise.
Can you say that?
I think we can say that. We're all friends here, right? Lovely colour.
Yeah, fantastic colour.
Lovely nose as well.
So a little bit about Talisker's production process. It is lightly peated, but I think it's peated to the point where I wouldn't describe it as a really peaty heavy dram. It's got a nice sort of background smokiness to it, and it's not too in your face. So I often describe it as a stepping stone into peaty Isla whiskies. If you're trying to get into that smokier side, then Talisker's a fantastic distillery to start with.
Definitely. Sometimes if someone puts a Lafroig or Lagavulin in front of you, it's almost that medicinal peat, that TCP, what people talk about. Whereas this is more like sort of, I'd describe it as like bonfire smoke.
Yeah.
If you've been like let's say a bonfire, a barbecue, and you smell your clothes the next day, that's kind of what the barley's actually doing when they dry it using peat. So I think the barley they use, some of it comes from just at Muirvord. It's about 18 to 22 parts per million. So parts per million, just to get a wee bit technical, is basically a scale of how peated barley is. So how many phenols basically are attached to the barley before they basically make a beer and then turn that into spirit. So Isla whiskies tend to be about 40 to 60-ish maybe. Whereas I think these are about 18 to 22. So as you said, a good bridge or a kind of stepping stone into peat without going too crazy.
There's a lovely sweetness there from the sherry, and that helps to sort of balance out the smoke as well.
It's a coastal dram, isn't it? It's just got that sort of seaweedy kind of.
So Talisker's tagline, if you like, is "Made by the sea." And
you say it in a way that you're not impressed by it.
It's not that I'm not impressed.
Is it matured by the sea?
It's made by the sea.
Made by the sea.
It's made by the sea.
But if it was matured by the sea, I think it would be more appropriate.
There is definitely a sort of saline element to that dram.
Yeah, there is the
coastal.
I think it's like a saltiness, seaweed.
And it's quite a savoury dram, Talisker. It's something that you sort of keep coming back to.
Yeah. I think of the 4 drams I think we've done so far, that's sort of the best nose for me. I think. Yeah.
So we've tried quite a variety of drams now that we're on to month 4. We've started off with lightly peated sherry cask, and then we've had a super light grain from Japan, and we've also tried a big sherry bomb. I suppose you would call the Glenallachie real rich sweetness. And now we've got a coastal lightly peated.
Probably the peatiest of them so far, actually.
I'd say so. Yeah. What have been your favourites? Please let us know. And if there's any others that you want to see us try, then let us know and maybe we'll choose them. Yeah, fantastic dram.
Oh, it's delicious. What strength's that? 45?
45.8, which
clearly,
which almost all Talisker, apart from maybe the odd cast strength Talisker, is actually bottled at. And the reason for that is it is the latitude at which Talisker sits. Or is it the longitude?
I don't know. I know it's one of the two.
57 degrees north, and it's 45.8
there you go.
degrees.
Because they did release an expression called 57 degrees north, didn't they? Which was 57%.
Yeah,
that was
which
quite
is
intense.
sadly since been discontinued, so quite hard to come by now.
I think that's a lovely bottling strength, though. That's nice.
You can really taste that. You know, the last one we tried last month was 46, 45.8. You can taste the difference in the 0.2% for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's undeniable.
Yeah.
I've never been to Talisker. We'd like to go. It's one of those ones that I'm like, it's one of my favourite distilleries, but I think working throughout summer and stuff, you're like, I'd love to go in summer, but then it's so busy with tourists, and it's really expensive to go to, and then in winter most things are shut, so I'm like, when's the good time to go?
Well, it really is worth a trip over there if you've never been. Yeah. It's an absolutely beautiful setting. It sits in a little bay, and you can understand why it's made by the sea. I mean, you're really looking out across the Atlantic Ocean. It is absolutely incredible on a nice day.
Would you say Talisker's your favourite distillery?
It's up there. It would certainly be a contender. Yeah,
I think so too. People often ask in the bar, what is your go-to favourite dram? And it's really hard to say because we're quite fortunate in the bar that we get to try kind of very, very expensive whiskey to sort of core range stuff. But I think that's why Talisker probably ticks the box for both of us, is that a Talisker 10-year-old is absolutely banging, and it's like 25, 30 quid sometimes.
Yeah.
I know we're trying to go away from supermarket stuff here, but actually
it is one that I often will buy and drink myself.
It is great. And then they do great expressions like this, and then their older stuff. We've got a 30-year-old in the bar here, and kind of birthdays, special occasions.
It's just fantastic.
Yeah, it is really good. So I think it's one of those ones that some distilleries you like some of their stuff, the old or young or whatever. But I think with Talisker, the full range actually is great. Yeah. Big fans of Talisker for sure.
Definitely. Yeah.
I'm a big fan of that.
Well, I think that's my favourite dram yet that we've tried.
What is that sort of retail for?
I think you'd be looking at about, again, the £50 to £60 mark.
Yeah. So they do different sort of years and stuff, but I think Amoroso is the key to look for if you like that texture and flavour.
Well, I think that's been a success.
I think,
we've loved that. Why don't you let us know what you think, and maybe you've loved it, maybe you hate the smoke.
Yeah.
Just let us know.
Do you want smokier? I do.
Well, maybe we'll save that for next month.
Slans. Cheers.